Hey, yo, this is Joe 7780, and we got What Grinds My Gears, episode 40. We hit the big 4-0. Rumor Microsoft did it, and the PlayStation 5. Huh? But anyway, it took us 40 episodes to get here, and today at 1:30, a rumor came out basically from Kotaku, Jason Schreiber. What the hell? Like things will pop up. Schreier, that is his name, Schreier. You know, the guy who wrote that book. What's that book? Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. And actually, he was real close to Obsidian because in that book, he was talking about that canned RPG that they had early in the generation. But today, the rumors seem to be true that Microsoft is close to buying Obsidian Games. This would be huge. And this is just another studio to add to their belt of all the ones that they announced at E3. And this is big because this is an RPG developer, which they have lost with Lionhead. You know, they had an RPG. They knew how to create worlds. Obsidian has worked on a lot of RPGs. They have worked on, we had them working on Fallout New Vegas. They worked on the Knights of the Old Republic 2. They also worked on Alpha Protocol, which they probably want to forget that one. But that one's supposed to be a trilogy, I believe. But that had some cool decision trees and things like that in that one. I think they were going up against the behemoth of Mass Effect. But they have made some pretty good games, and the most recent one is Stick of Truth. They made that one with with the South Park IP, and that was really a hit. So they are definitely a proven developer. I'll definitely put them up there. With the Hellblades and definitely a great a targeted RPG. They also made the Age of the Eternity game, which is more of a PC game, but they're a big PC developer too. They make a lot of games for PC, and one of the things in the article that took a little bit of wind out of my sails was basically Jason Schreier had introduced, like, he had three people that close to the acquisition came together and basically commented on it. And one person was familiar with the ongoing, said that, Microsoft said the company has been looking to bolster its PC development, which makes the PC focused Obsidian a perfect fit. I was like a little like, oh, I hope we don't have one of those deals where, like I mentioned before, some of these studios making maybe PC only games or kind of specializing in the PC aspect of it and not bringing it over to Xbox day one, like a Gears Tactics or even a Minecraft, the Dungeon Explorer game for Minecraft. We'll see, but this will be another big. They needed an RPG studio. They needed one. Hey, what's up, chat? How you doing, Danny? Life and Time. Yeah, I do think like this is a big Stardust. What's up, man? Yeah, this is big because they needed an RPG, and that's one of the things that they really needed. Yeah, as long as they keep those games flowing, and they needed that RPG, they needed that thing. So if this comes out to be true, probably expecting OX 18 XO OX XO 18 announcement that they will they'll announce this acquisition, and who knows, maybe Obsidian's been quiet for a while. Like, they really haven't revealed what they make and stuff like that. Maybe they were making something and Microsoft bought them, and maybe they have something ready to go. They didn't just release a game or anything like that. So we'll see on it. I do think that I think if it's I see Jose Sola said, well, Xbox fans buy an RPG though. New Vegas was great. It depends on the RPG. Like, they're going to probably make they usually make more Western traditional RPGs, but Knights of the Old Republic was turn-based back then. So, we'll see. A Fallout they did do, and they took that IP really well. Like, they showed that they had some skill. Whether those people are still there, I don't know the turnover of Obsidian. I don't know who's there and who makes stuff. I just know from their studios, they have made some pretty good RPGs and shown how to use IP. And sky is the limit. And this is where, the news, where the rubber hits the road, as Grinds My Gears would say on my show, as I say, where the rubber hits the road. The potential The Wet Dreams, yes, amazing. That could be something amazing from them. Who knows? Maybe I'll take over Fable from Playground. But the thing is that it's still uncertainty, but it does show their commitment to gaming. Now we hope that it still comes to the console, that they still do console PC thing. I've been kind of rubbed the wrong way a lot of times with this whole PC. They want to develop for PC and these PC exclusives that have like 3 of them already, while Xbox is kind of like saying what the hell's going on. I'm hoping that they that's just kind of just little one-offs, and we'll see what the other studios come out with. But I really want us to see this PC Xbox thing together, like they promised, and not PC getting some kind of benefit, getting some things over Xbox, because they got to address the Xbox console. And we'll see what these devs make. The fact that they have these studios, definitely, it's a start. It's a start. They needed to do this, and like I said yesterday, I think they needed to do these kind of things because they gotta definitely utilize these studios to promote games on their services that they're going to offer. And like I mentioned before, the biggest problem I have with news like yesterday with the streaming, I have no issues with the streaming. I have no issues with playing on a phone, even though you really have to see if that's really an audience that's waiting to play those games on a phone or on a tablet. It's more of just the messaging coming out of them is like they feel you need the content to drive that service. And this is just a step to providing that content. And that this is, something that I can't, this is good. And, Lifetime says something. People think all these acquired studios won't flourish under Microsoft umbrella. What are my thoughts? They haven't had a great track record with with one of the biggest pain points that I have is with Rare, having all those IPs under their belt and really not doing anything with them that was worth anything. With Conker, with Banjo, with Perfect Dark. They tried a little bit with early on the 360, but even with Cameo and stuff, they had all this kind of IP and characters that they could have utilized and really drive the brand and associate these mascots with Xbox and even mature games. Like, I'm not just saying cartoon games. And I was really upset with that. Even Silicon Knights, they had that amazing, that Eternal Darkness, amazing game, outside the box thinking on a GameCube. They came out with Two Human and Dennis Dyack and crowd a ton with Silicon Knights. They had Project Spark with Team Dakota, which was a team that they built, and that was a world building game. And now we see Dreams is going to be coming out in the next year or so from PlayStation, the same guys from Media Molecule that made this world building stuff. And unfortunately, Team Dakota went under with Lionhead. And they got rid of that world builder and everything like that. Like, that was incredible. Remember when Xbox was going to be a dev kit? Everybody was deving on an Xbox, and this Project Spark was going to be this world builder and game maker. Well, microtransactions killed it. So, with studios, I still question their management, because my fear is, and it has been, is that I feel like Microsoft shoves too much Windows and kind of holistic, high-level vision into the games where probably they don't belong, and possibly causes delays, causes games to not be what they should be, and kind of let the art shine through of the game. I think they do this well with indie games. Like, they kind of let the indies do what they want, like Cuphead and what was the other one? And Limbo and things like that. But I feel like when they get kind of in a certain tier of video games, they kind of like, we got to add this feature because we want to promote this cloud, or we want to promote this Xbox Live feature. We want to add, we want to add this because this is something that we're really pushing, and Snap and trying to kind of throw things at the game that maybe weren't in the original developer's vision. I do feel like sometimes they get that. And, I think Crackdown's the biggest victim of this with this cloud-based stuff. I think it was very ambitious, but I think they're really taking a lot of time trying to make this cloud work. So long-winded answer. I don't think these studios are doomed. Like, I don't think Microsoft's just going to kill them off. Just them not going to produce. But I do have that little fear in the back of my head that Microsoft's going to try to have them do too much stuff and maybe interfere with the vision and maybe, the outcome of the game and possibly even delay it because they want to promote some sort of feature like, oh, we want to really promote Xbox Game Pass, make you a game that functions like a service. Like, when you would have made like a full-fledged game, maybe trickle it out, put it episodically. We like it. I really hope they're not like that. They say they don't do it, but, that's my biggest fear with Game Pass is that they make games for Game Pass. They could, but they need to be a balance. So I don't think they're going to be in trouble. I think, I don't know. Well, Booty's running them. So, I don't know how he is as a studio run. Like he did run, Mojang. We'll see. I don't think, I'm not saying that they're gonna. I don't believe this. I'll tell you this, Life and Time. I don't believe this whole Microsoft unlimited budget throwing money at these studios means that they're gonna have good games. Like I've seen that a couple times, like Obsidian with an unlimited AAA budget. Rare had a budget. Like, everybody has a budget, and I don't think, just because Microsoft bought them doesn't mean that these studios are going to get unlimited budgets, and that's going to be amazing games from them. And kind of what I'm feeling is that I do think that some of these studios that they purchased are going to make kind of smaller games that are going to be their first kind of like entry into this thing. I don't think that they're lining them up to be, for AAA, quadruple A student games coming out day one. But the unfortunate thing with all this stuff, and again, this is a rumor that hasn't been confirmed yet. I'm hoping that they do XO18, is with all these studios that there is a balance and that they just make great games for their services. Like they got to make some innovative games, story driven, graphic intensive, just games that amazing gameplay, new gameplay. I really think that they need to do something like that. Like I feel like that they really need to make sure that these games are great because one of these studios comes out with their first game and it's like a puzzle game or some game that's really not polished or it's sort of like rushed out or just to get it out there for Game Pass or something along those lines. I think it's going to tarnish what we expect coming from the other studios. What the Obsidian's last game? Buddy Boy asked about how many people. Well, Obsidian's last game was PC. I think it just came out on May 8th. It was the Pillars of Eternity 2. It came out in May on Switch, on Xbox, on PlayStation, and on PC. I think it was on PC for a while. It was Pillars of Eternity 2. I think that's what it was. And then they made the biggest one they're probably known for is the yeah, and Life and Time, that's the thing. Like, I do find that the differences in the studios, in that I do feel that Sony, in playing a lot of their first party games, they treat I think their studios as kind of like like an art, like their games like an art form, like they got to tell a story, almost like how you treat like a book or a painting, something along those lines. Hey, Meds, you finally caught one live. So, I think, Sony does treat their studios a little bit more like storytelling, like an art form, almost like how the movie studios, of course, everybody's in the making to make money, What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man? But, so I do think that Microsoft, on the other hand, is trying to run more of like their services. And that's where I kind of get perturbed, where I just hear services. And it's like, what about games? And that's always been my kind of thing. That's the thing that just grinds my gears, is we need to be talking about games, and then you do the services, or then you kind of talk about the services, but lead with the games. And here we're leading with studios on a lot of the games because I don't know how we got here, but somewhere along the lines, man. Hey, Erica, what's up? Trying to finish that Forza. I saw like you looking for those credits. She's looking for those credits, Erica. Where are those credits? But that's the thing with the trying to complete Forza. But that's the kind of the thing where I just feel like they had to be leading with the game. The game's got to be the showcase, not the services. The services will follow with the games. And and I think we're kind of in its infancy right now with these studios. Like these studios, you got to start somewhere. Yep, it never ends. You drive until infinity. But like we're at its infancy right now. We're seeing Microsoft in its infancy of their gaming future, and it's gonna be a road. I feel like it's gonna be a long road, and I think hopefully Gears and Halo and stuff like that will fill in the gaps of when these studios will be ready to show their games. I'm hoping it would be great if we come to XO18 and they kind of say we bought Obsidian and this is the game that they're making. That would be that I would definitely clap for that one. Like, that's if it's a good game. If it's some bullshit game, I'm not gonna clap for that. But if they do pull something like that, which I was hoping at E3 when they were rumored to buy these studios, that they would announce some games or some genres that these studios be working on. Unfortunately, they didn't do that. So, and then they threw Gears and Halo at us. I'm like, yeah, Gears and Halo, and but the thing is like, if they announce some game with the studio, that'd be great. Or if they show what some of the studios might be making, that would be great as well. Like, that's what I'm hoping. That's my big thing, is that they show games. Crackdown, they need to show it. Whether it's the thing that's going to satisfy me, I don't think so, but we'll see. But really, I want to see the games that they're making. Like, they got to have a roadmap. They got to have a portfolio of what they're trying to do, even if they have to get some partnerships and timed exclusives and things like that, and not indie games, not preview games, like not those little games that were, like Below is unacceptable that we're waiting so long for that game. And I've seen that game at PAX like 3 years ago. They need to get some triple A games. Like, we need to see some games, not preview exclusives, not games that are being built and working on it. No, we need to see a full-fledged game that's coming out. I'm tired of getting like exclusive console launch exclusive, and it's some like game that's still in development and preview, and it's coming launching in preview. Like, no. Make a game. And this is the thing where I kind of divert from this whole thing and go, I hear their focus. They want the same thing with that comment that Greenberg made about the Minecraft being PC focused and all that other stuff. That I don't want to hear that shit. I don't, because I just get so annoyed. It's like, you're selling a gaming console, but you need to speak to that audience. You need to give them the games. You can't just say you're targeting PC, because to you, that's a bigger install base. Like, you're basically cannibalizing yourself. So that's where I see these studios. I see the infancy of gaming, Microsoft gaming. Like, I'm here, and I'll tell you, with this possible rumor being true and the studios they buy, Microsoft is still going to be in the gaming field. Like, they are down into gaming. My problem is the Xbox console leading that, or is it in the background as a failsafe? And that's where I come as, is that I feel like Xbox is not at the front and foremost of this charge of Microsoft gaming. It was the only thing that Microsoft had gaming. Besides, what did Microsoft have? Solitaire and Minesweep? And what? What is it? The flight simulator? Like, Xbox was gaming. Microsoft gaming. And now it seems that Microsoft gaming has become bigger. It's become more, they want to get it on PC, on phones, on tablets. And the Xbox is not leading that charge. It's more of like the failsafe that, let's keep those. Yeah, those are classics. They came with every computer. Amazing. At Minesweep all the time. Classics. We need a remaster of those. I want a remaster of Solitaire. Yes, sorry, buddy boy, Mech Warrior. Like what I'm going to talk about the IPs and stuff that they could revive. And they used to have Mech Warrior, and they used to have FASA Studios who made Mech Assault and Mech Warrior and all that stuff. And they, I think Phil even had that question come up on one of the Giant Bomb interviews, something like that, and he was just saying that he hasn't talked to the lead any there. That's at Nave 4K. Maybe it'll run at 60 frames. You get those solitaire 4K 60 frames. Amazing. 120 frames, FreeSync. Let it happen. Phil, let it happen. Oh my god, that'll be an outrage. We're remaking Solitaire. A classic. I'm so happy. You have that like goofy smile on, like, oh, goofy smile. I love that Solitaire. Anyway. You go, but it's just they have so many IPs, so many opportunities. And again, we could sit here and, like I said before, we can make up stories. I call them the Phil bedtime stories about what he could make. Oh, can we have a Conquer RPG? The world just spins and spins and spins of what they can do. And unfortunately, I feel like myself personally have just been on the short end of the stick of getting my hopes and dreams kind of just like, oh, like really? That's what you're doing? Like, I just seem like they kind of have this black cloud over them. This generation, of course. Like, it just seems like they miss opportunities. They I remember and we could go on to the fails and things like that. But I want to keep this as something that they did well. Like this is if this is true, this is great for them, and I think the future is bright if they stay. But Microsoft Gaming is not going anywhere. It's my concern is where Xbox falls into Microsoft Gaming, because even if you listen to the video from yesterday, at the end, he's sort of like, I don't know, it just seems so sort of like just like PR, where he's like, well, streaming's where we go. But the console is always going to be the place where that we're still going to make the console, and the console players are important to us. And he had that other guy come on going, well, you could play on your console and all this other stuff. And it just seems so kind of PR thrown in there. Like that's just kind of like, throw that in there so people don't freak out thinking that we're leaving the console. And it seemed very kind of just forced in there. When the real message is like, yo, we want our Xbox platform streaming to your phone with that thingamajig. Stick on a controller, and also you want to be playing tap, 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 and with your Android tablet. And I just felt like, where is Xbox in this gaming thing? And where these studios are, where's their priority? Are you grabbing Obsidian and grabbing them and going, you make for Xbox first, and we want it to work on the Scarlet, and then we'll bring it to PC the next day, but we want Xbox to be the lead platform for development, the Scarlet. Or they're going, make it for PC, and we'll port it over to the Xbox Scarlet and to the Xbox One. And it seems like that's where a lot of their internal development is going. Like, that's what State of K2 devs on their interview on Planet Xbox said. Basically, we make it for PC, and then we tailor it down, put it down to the consoles. So, because you got to remember now, all these studios that they purchase, and if they do get Obsidian, all these studios are now multi-platform, and the fact that they're definitely making a PC, and hopefully, 80 to 90% are making an Xbox version as well, whatever that Xbox will be. So now we have to just look at it and see. I just wished that this gaming charge by Microsoft was led by Xbox. And I don't know, maybe it's the sales of the console and it's just not penetrating the market and things like that. But I just wish that Xbox led Microsoft gaming, and not that this cloud and Nadella and Phil's gaming. Because when people say like Microsoft's serious about gaming, I'm like, yes, they are. But are they serious about Xbox? Or is Xbox just going to be a brand name that they just throw into everything gaming related? Yeah, there was some shady things with that demo of that xCloud thing. And I know I went off on it yesterday, just like because the news that came out. And then this morning, and even this morning, like, I come out and I see Borderlands 2 VR coming to PlayStation VR. I'm like, holy shit. Like, my God, like, that's friggin' awesome. And that's coming in December. I'm like, they just, like, Sony just has a game. Just bump, here's a game. Like, where the hell did that come out of? And the other thing, it's just like, yo, just announce a game. Like, I would love to just come in there and just go, Phil Spencer, like, Phil Spencer has his video with him with the white background and going, I would like to show you, I would like to talk about the multiplayer aspect of Crackdown 3. Boom. Or I like to say, I like to confirm that we're making Fable. More to come at XO18. Oh, guys, I want to confirm Crackdown's release date, and here's some more details into the multiplayer. They will be playable at XO18. Stay tuned. Like, why don't they kind of give some news and more to come at XO18? Why do we have to sit here and anticipate going, I hope Crackdown's got to be there. It's got to be there. Guys, it's got to be there. Crackdown's got to be there. And we wait until November 10th and at 10 o'clock to say, is Crackdown there? What's up, Bowles? How you doing, man? And I know that's why I'm addressing Benji's thing. But like, why do they just take it up? What's up, Callie? And just hold it up until like XO18. Like, it will be great just to see Phil Spencer with that white background just going, I'd like to show you a brand new trailer of Crackdown 3 releasing February whatever. It will be playable at XO18, and a live demo will be demonstrated on Inside Xbox. Stay tuned, everybody. Later, Phil Spencer. Like, is that too much to ask? And instead, he comes out with the white background, and they're talking about the cloud and talking about, and we're going to have some people test it next year. You could talk about that shit, but you can't just come out and just say, yo, we have this event coming. Let me tell you, like, this game will be playable. I know everybody's worried about Crackdown. It will be playable at XO18, or tweet it out or something. It just would be so kind of like, it would just be so refreshing just to get some just games from them instead of the services. And then we sit here and speculate going, is this the future? Microsoft says it's the future. Is it the future? Oh my God, they're prepped for the future. This is them. Oh, and then on top of that, now we got the studio thing, and it's like, what is the studio going to make? Oh, it would be great if they make this and they make that. Oh, well, they got Ninja Theory. I wonder what they're making. Oh, Compulsion. What are they going to make? What's this studio? Blah, 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 blah. And you just sit here and speculate and speculate and speculate. And it's just creating Phil Spencer bedtime stories. That's all we're doing. Phil Spencer bedtime stories. All this hopes and dreams. And what happens is it creates its own thing. And then when it really comes out and they go Gears Tactics, PC, come and when, and they go Minecraft Dungeon, sounds great. You go, okay, well, that's not the story that I made. My story is so much better. And that's the problem we have. Microsoft seems so transparent with their services first that they could talk years out about it. Talk about Scarlet. Oh, yeah, we're making another Xbox. But we don't know any shit about Crackdown, nothing about Gears multiplayer, anything, or even more Ori stuff. Does it have co-op? I don't know. Like, is it more about the games? The games, the content drives the console, content drives the services. You can't just keep offering all these services without games. And just look at the X. You just made a console without games, and the games you provided are mediocre besides Forza. And there you go. And you haven't won an NPD since because you depended on third party. You did not have a lineup. You did not have games that really took advantage from you to utilize the power of the X besides Forza Horizon. And that wasn't anything different because Forza 7 was the only game that ran 10 at 4K and 60. And we knew that. That engine is built for that. So where are your other guys doing? So, what's up, Andrew? How you doing? What are you saying? Why is it only Sony fans are smart enough to know Crackdown 3 Destruction was a lie since day one? Sony fans lost DX12. Well, I think the thing is that the Crackdown Destruction was, I don't think it was a lie, like that was like a video or something. Like, I think it was real. I just don't think it was ever applied into a game. And I think they try to say, hey, this cloud stuff works. Let's build a game around it. That's the problem that they had. Was that they used a tech demo and try to build a game around it, in the fact that they were saying, hey, let's do this tech. Like, you got to realize the thing with Microsoft, a lot of this stuff is that they want to sell the tech. And the game, and I said this before, like the game seems to be the medium to sell the tech. Like Microsoft put all their games, first party games, launching date and date in Game Pass to entice other developers to say, hey, this model might work. Look at the success of quote Sea of Thieves. You know, every Aaron Greenberg was out there, you know, yelling about Twitch views and all this other stuff. That is all kind of drawing the attention to sell the Game Pass as like, you know, this model works. Phil comes out at E3, has some numbers going, oh, well, I was surprised that the game sold a lot. All that stuff is there to get developers to jump on board to this model. Likewise, that cloud is they really want to sell the cloud. And I feel, and this is my feel from yesterday, you know, really thinking about it, I think that this xCloud thing is not, yeah, they're trying to reach out to gamers, but I do feel that they are also definitely trying to make Azure, it's a sales pitch for Azure, that if it works. And it's more so to justify Azure and the power of the cloud from the Azure, than really is about addressing gaming. Like, I don't think, and that's why I said, like, I don't know who the market is of people wanting to strap their Xbox controller to a cell phone or using a tablet for this. And secondly, you know, just to divert about this thing, xCloud, they mentioned Android because Apple does not allow any Bluetooth connection from a Xbox controller. It doesn't accept that. And Apple doesn't, and from the Eurogamer article, and I tweeted it out earlier today, Apple doesn't allow any in-game streaming apps on their store. So like Steam Link is not allowed on the Apple store. You cannot stream games within their Apple store. They don't do that. So you're already missing all of Apple's market in the mobile field just by trying to put an app on there. And this is one of the limitations that Microsoft has by not having a mobile device. They don't have a phone. They don't have a mobile operating system. And they tried with Windows S to get it on PC or tablets, but that doesn't work. They don't have an ARM problem, and they don't have any tablets. So really, Microsoft's fighting an uphill battle. Same thing that they're doing with Mixer. Like you cannot be a competitor and then think that you're going to be able to beat or match the competition by saying, hey, can I put my stuff on your competing device? Just look at Amazon and Google. Amazon and Google have been fighting. Then Google does not have a native YouTube app on Fire Stick. They took it off because Amazon didn't want to sell Google Home. And they didn't want to sell Google Home because they had Alexa. So Google's like, well, here comes YouTube is coming off your Amazon Fire. And they took it. And now you look at Google. Google did not have any native YouTube player on the Windows on Windows 10 store. And they don't have a Chrome application in UWP. Instead, you click on Chrome in the Windows 10 store, and it takes you to the Chrome website to download it as a Win32. Completely breaks Microsoft Store. So, and then you're telling me that Microsoft wants to put a streaming gaming app on Google. Google could turn that thing down immediately. Google could be like, well, we're going to focus on Chrome streaming, and now we're going to put it on our phone. Goodbye, Microsoft app. We're going to take you out of the store. You know, there's monopolistic stuff there, but it's Google's platform. And Microsoft's trying to leech on Google's platform to launch their game service because they don't have a mobile strategy at all. So that's where I'm like, why are they doing this xCloud thing? I think it's unique, but you're challenged with what devices you could put it on because they're your competitors in Apple and Google. And secondly, you are trying to be competitive, but also try to use that thing because you don't have a device. Like people will say, like, well, Jez, the reason why they put it on PC is because they own PC. You're right. They have an operating system there. They don't have any device or hardware incentives at all in the mobile field at all. They don't make a phone. They don't make a tablet. They're just trying to just kind of Trojan horse their way onto those other devices. And those devices are going to be strict. And Apple is one of them. And this is the thing. What's up, Video Game Context? Microsoft had the BlackBerry and they messed that up. Yeah, Microsoft. Well, they also had the Zune, and you know, Microsoft has a tradition of kind of poking the tip in and then backing the hell out. The Zune, they're like, yo, hey, let's iPad, iPod, we get you, we got our music service, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, whoa, wait, they're beating us. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out. Yo, everybody's buying Fitbits. Everybody wants the smartwatch. Yo, here's Microsoft Band. Let's put the band in there. Woo, band two, band this. They put that. They've been like, shit. What band? Oh, no, let's back out. It's all about shit. Yo, Samsung's making a whole bunch of watches and yo. Nobody wants Fitbits anymore. Everybody's trying to get watches, smartphones. Back out. Stop making the band. Look at this now. And now you're going to get me on a rant now, but it's like Cortana, Xbox. Now they're trying to throw Cortana with Alexa. Oh, it's like, here's my side bitch Cortana. It's like Microsoft's like, yo, don't forget your side bitch Cortana. Yeah, here she is. They're throwing Cortana in there like she's a $2 hooker. Like, whoa, why are you throwing friggin' Cortana? It's Alexa. Oh, well, because they're trying to milk off Alexa. They're like, oh, here's an Alexa speaker, but let's throw let's go throw Cortana in there. Yo, Cortana, just sneak in on that Alexa device. Make your own shit, man. You made your own shit and fail. So it can't beat them, join them. It's kind of tough. So we're coming to the part now where Microsoft doesn't have a phone strategy. They don't have tablets, but they want to put their games on there. They got to hit. And the thing is, and we just saw it today, and I tweeted it out earlier. This is just some stuff after, sleeping on the xCloud thing. They're pulling a Minecraft off of Apple TV because nobody's playing it over there. I didn't even know Minecraft was on Apple TV. And because of the low install count, they're pulling Minecraft off of Apple TV. And I'm like, you could bring a horse to water. The thing is, and this is how I led my show yesterday, was you got to ask yourself, Phil, do people want to play your games? Do they want the games on your service? It's not if they can play. You just throw your app on all their devices and go. Is it, do they want to play? And that's your job, to make unique content and games for people to want to play and subscribe to your service. And you just hey, let's just throw an app on Apple TV. Yeah, there's engagement. Nobody's playing it. Take it off. And they have a habit of doing that. That's why, and I didn't want to turn to this a streaming thing again. I don't want to turn to a streaming thing, but the thing is, I've been thinking about a lot of it and just going like, it's a great option. And, we keep saying options, but you know what? If we know Microsoft, if this turns into a thing, they're going to go all in on it. But this is where they want to go. They've been talking cloud forever. And this is where they want to go. Phil says it. Like, not everybody's going to buy an Xbox. Like, they think they tapped out the console space. And I think they're just kind of admitting defeat in the console space. That's why when I look at the studios they're buying, I'm like, this is for the new Microsoft. The new Microsoft where gaming is everywhere. That's why, as an Xbox fan, this might not be the greatest moment ever that Microsoft's matching Sony and they're fighting on. Microsoft's at a different place. Microsoft's gaming everywhere. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these studios will make some games that might even wind up on a PlayStation or a Nintendo. I wouldn't be surprised. We might find it launch at first on Xbox or whatever Scarlet is and PC, and then you'll see it port it over to Switch. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's a service game or a game that requires like a Rocket League or something along those lines where they got this kind of this online thing. Like, imagine opening up Sea of Thieves and putting it on the Switch. Just having that install base. Like, Microsoft will do that now. So I don't understand, as an Xbox fan, you are not at their primary interest. And you could see the change as you go from like 2014 to 2015, 2016. After 2015, it got shady. That's where it started. In 2016, started talking about everybody, games everywhere, la, 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 la. And that's where the shift happened in 2016. And then it's been kind of, now it's just like they don't give a shit. They don't, like, it is goes everywhere. They would love to put it on everything. They are an open platform now. Microsoft is an open platform. So these studios, I think when people go like, well, Microsoft's buying these studios, that means we're going to get all these exclusives. I don't know. It's not the old days. This is not like when Microsoft bought Rare and bought Silicon Knights, and you know, and was like, we're gonna get all Rare's games, blah blah blah, and nobody's getting them. Nobody. This Microsoft is different. So you know, if that's why you're happy that they bought the studios for Xbox, you're gonna have to take a reality check because you gotta listen to what they're saying at every instance. You're gonna have to take a reality check because this is not the same Microsoft that will just halter and buy studios just to keep it under one roof. They are looking to make games that break barriers. And you could see, you know, they're getting studios that already put games on Microsoft. They already put games on PlayStation. They put games on Nintendo. You know, those guys over at Compulsion Games, you know, they put a game on PlayStation. They put a game and they kept it, launch date and all. They put, you know, that We Happy Few. They don't care. Look at Hellblade. Just got announced today. Physical copy going to PlayStation and Xbox. You know, Microsoft could have easily released a Game of the Year Steelbook Edition just for Xbox since they bought Ninja Theory. You know, Sony had the 1 year exclusive of Hellblade. Microsoft could have said, you know, we want to celebrate Hellblade coming to Xbox this year. We're going to do a Game of the Year edition with behind-the-scenes videos from our studio, Ninja Theory, exclusively coming to Xbox, physical copy. No, it's a physical, and it's a you know, and they didn't own the IP of it, but they owned the studio. Maybe they could have, you know, did that, but it's coming to both of them. So this is a different Microsoft. So if you're happy, if Microsoft's going to buy Obsidian and now you got true exclusives that are going to be there on Xbox, I think that's a dream for an old system, an old Microsoft. That's not them anymore. I love for them to prove me wrong, and I love for them to just be like, "Yo, Xbox is leading the charge." But I always feel that Microsoft has put Xbox in the back seat, and Daddy's driving the car now, and Daddy PC is driving. You know, Microsoft's in the back seat now. The Xbox, you know, here's a lollipop. Hold on to this. Daddy's driving the car now. The car of Windows Gaming. Daddy PC's driving. Suck on this green lollipop. Because I don't think Xbox is leading this charge. And I think the Project Scarlet is going to be nice. I think it's going to be definitely an upgrade from the X. I don't think that I think it's going to have streaming in mind and sharing and Mixer. I think it's going to have better support. I think it's going to have a better interface. But I don't think that this is going to be the call to arms that Xbox console fans are looking for. Because I think that Xbox is just a device for them, a device that sits under your TV. But the real development, the real focus in moving gaming forward is not the console. He's said it so many times. The console, if you focus just on winning the console space, you're not advancing gaming. You need to focus on gaming as a bigger picture. I don't know why he became the Dalai Lama and the Gandhi of gaming, but that's the position that he wants to take. He wants to be the Gandhi of gaming, peace and games to all, break the walls down, Chris Jericho style. And that's the burden that he's going to have to bear. And I think they feel that leading in PC and having a presence in mobile is the way to grow gaming for Microsoft. Because gaming is a big, big area. Now, he's right, 2 billion gamers. But they play all different types of games. And I don't think the person playing Panda Pop is really the person that wants to strap a 360 control, Xbox One controller to their phone and run around. I got the Moga controllers. Like, you know, those that exist. There have been options. There's been streaming options. Hey, what's up, Addict? If games get made, Fable, etc., why does it matter? What if the game? Yeah, like, well, yeah, that's what I mean. If we get the games, but there has been some instances where Microsoft has used PC as the lead, and Xbox is not getting those games. So I'm surprised how many we saw of that, because I always thought that it was supposed to be the two of them, and especially how I don't think Play Anywhere really took off. I really think that a lot of those games that were on the console before really sold on the console. I think people have dipped into the Windows 10. But the thing is that I want to get games like Fable. I just don't want Fable to be hurt by Microsoft's positioning to try to snowshoe services and subscriptions. That's my fear. It's always been my fear. Since they said that all their first party games are going into Game Pass, my fear is that I don't want Microsoft to corrupt their games to satisfy the services, infrastructure, and subscriptions. Pull a Sea of Thieves. Free content, but none of it's there at launch. And that's the concern that I have with this whole push, because services and subscriptions are leading the charge along with Daddy PC. And now mobile. That's where they want to go with the mobile thing. Like, they put that Xbox Game Pass app on the phone. And I need to, and I'm fearful that the Xbox is not being the target for development. They're developing on PC and putting it to Xbox from their own studio. And that's their gaming platform. That should be their lead platform, is the Xbox console. It is a dedicated gaming machine. That should be what all your first party is developing on. It shouldn't be, and I know people use PC. I understand that. I understand that people use PC to develop games and put it over and all that stuff. I'm not a developer, but I know that the lead platform should be the gaming platform. And Microsoft should have Xbox leading the charge in gaming. I know, Attic. None of these studios are going to make mobile games. I don't think they're going to make mobile. No, when I said mobile, I meant mobile in the fact that the game streaming. I'm not talking about people making a mobile game like Mario Run or anything like that. I don't think they won't, because that's not even developing for Microsoft software. It's developing for Android. So I'm not saying that they're going to make mobile games. I'm saying Microsoft's position for mobile is the streaming. That's their answer to addressing the mobile. They're not having Ninja Theory make Master Chief Run or some shit like that. No, that they're trying. They are definitely trying to go at the mobile thing, where their mobile strategy right now is xCloud. And it will go mobile. Yeah. If you could stream Sea of Thieves on your phone, that's technically mobile. That's their mobile strategy. So xCloud is their mobile strategy. They're not having their first parties make this. My thing is that I wish that Xbox was leading their gaming division instead of, and unfortunately it could be the sales and all that other stuff, but it is the PC that is driving a lot of this stuff. And, hopefully all these studios are making Xbox PC games. Because I really get ticked off when Microsoft announces a game and I have to question, is it coming to Xbox? Just like when they announced that, and I don't care if the game is for me. I just know that if that option exists, that they will make a game just for PC, I fear for the future. That's why. Maybe you say, well, Jez, you play Minecraft? It's not about me. It's just that, wow, I didn't know that they could do that. Like, they could do whatever they want, but I didn't know that was in their realm to make a game just for PC and not for the console. And Gears Tactics is another one. Wow, the Coalition is not going to. They are making. Addict, I don't know. They are making Gears Pop, so that is a mobile game. I might have to take that back. Gears Pop is a mobile game, so they do have the Coalition making a mobile game. So, no shit. I think Gears Pop is a mobile game. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I think it is. So they are making mobile games. Take that back. But like games like Gears Tactics or things like that, I was like, wow. So they could really just put a game on PC and then also what Greenberg said, where he was like, games on PC, we want to make this game on PC, dedicated for PC, when he's talking about the Minecraft dungeon. And it's like, well, what? Then you look underneath the thing, like Major Nelson announces or Aaron Greenberg, and underneath it's like, I want to play this on Xbox. What about Xbox? What's going on? I like to play this with my son on Xbox. Why he's not on Xbox? And it's just underneath the thing. And it's just like, that is uncalled for. That is some horse shit. That is some horse shit. That is not something that you should do to your Xbox audience. That they have, you are Microsoft, you own the Microsoft Xbox, and when you make a game, you need people questioning whether it's coming to the gaming console, the dedicated gaming machine. That grinds my gears. That option exists. That should be a hell to the no option. But it does, and it happened in 3 times already. Age of Empires, you could say, PC keyboard and mouse support. We'll see. Thank you, Bow's Moves, for the graphic. Horse shit. So you look at that, and it's like, okay, well, it happened 3 times already. What else? So keyboard and mouse support's coming. They say that might bring more games. They said the same thing about UWP. So we will see. But that is my position in this thing, because I feel these studios are great. I think Obsidian's going to be great. I think they definitely need an RPG studio, and let's do it. Let's see some games. Please show them at XO18. And like I said, I wouldn't mind, and I'm sure the fans out there, gaming fans, everybody, whether you're Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, the friggin' anything out there, mobile fan, we would love to see you just come out and be like, yo, here's a game trailer. Roll it. See you at XO18. Like, tease it. And I hate teases. I go friggin' crazy over teases. But, dude, you can just say more to come at XO18. Don't just have Phil Spencer's goofy ass face there going like, we got some games for you. See you later. No. We like to confirm Fable 3 is in development by Playground Games. Tune in to XO18 in November 10th and find out more about it. Is that so hard? Like, is that like screwing the pooch? Shit's gonna leak anyway. Like, this Obsidian thing, I'm sure, was news for them. Now I'm hoping they show a game with this. That will be hit lit. That will be great. Because then that they're further ahead, rather than if he just shows a logo on Inside Xbox going, we'd like to say we bought Obsidian, yay. And then we move on. And Major Nelson goes, and check out these controllers that we're releasing next month. Holy shit. Grinds my gears will be very upset. And they don't show like games. They show some more controllers, man. And more games. No, but they got to have some gaming news. And not about third party and all that other shit. I don't want to make this a Battlefield 5 blowout. Battlefield 5 launches next week. Tomorrow. Here's a whole blowout. Let's go back to Battlefield 5 Studios and EA and DICE and see how they made Battlefield 5. All bullshit, no. No, not a third-party showcase. She said first party is going to be big. All right? Yeah, I know. Impatient. I know. We all know. You know what, Callie? I was thinking that at first, but Callie says, like, would there be he don't think there'll be big announcements. It's going to be like PSX for the fans. I do agree. Like, it is a fan fest, but they are doing the Inside Xbox. It's not going to be no, on stage kind of, mic drops with that stuff. It is going to be a formulated show live on Inside Xbox. Think of it as how they do E3. So they kind of do E3, they do that post show, and they do that kind of Inside Xbox thing where they reveal some gameplay and interviews and stuff like that. Like, I think that they could do that, but I do think that they're probably going to have some stuff. And I think that they're going to either confirm Fable, and then Addict will be very happy, and I'll be happy too. It'll be cool. And I think that they're going to definitely have the showcase for Crackdown. They need a showcase for Crackdown. And if they have just Terry Crews yelling and thrown in on demo, that will be good. But they got to show the multiplayer. I think that's huge. Because it comes out in February, supposedly. And they confirm the date of February. But I don't know. It got moved to a placeholder. And that was another thing that kind of led into it, was that Sunday, They basically said like Crackdown had that time adjusted in the store from the 22nd to the 28th, which is a Thursday. And then they lead Monday morning, and we're getting news about the cloud. Oh, they will have Terry Crews on the Inside Xbox. Oh, guaranteed. Yeah, he will be there. Because that's, and maybe they'll have Arnold there. Hello. How are you? He played the game too, Arnold. It was horrible, I have to say. It was terrible. A terrible game. So I don't know. Maybe I think they will have Terry Crews there, definitely. Major Nelson will be there, and they'll all be there. But yeah, so we'll see. Again, this is not confirmed though. But Kotaku has it. Obsidian is almost signed the deal. Val says they're gonna have XO18 is gonna announce adding Tyrese and Megan Fox at the Crackdown 3 with Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. In my head. That's right. That would be a good ass track though. I do like some Jason Derulo though, man. I would listen to that soundtrack. That's Terry Crews yelling and screaming and shit. But yeah, no, they're gonna put Megan Fox and Tyrese in Forza, man. They're gonna be DLC. You gotta get when you spin the wheel, you gotta have Megan Fox doing the dab and shit because you gotta see that shit. But Jason Derulo soundtrack would be hot to any kind of just beating up just rocking some Jason Derulo. I love his party like it's the end of the world, like end of the world, man. Oh man, that shit's awesome, like New Year's Eve song. Jason Derulo. Angry Road be jamming. Oh man, that would be hilarious. Major Nelson will take off the gloves. But man, I think there's definitely. Oh, I do think we could all agree, all 25 of you guys and girls in here, hit the like button. But I think we all could agree there is going to be some cringe ass shit on that Inside Xbox filler, I would like to call it, because this is the other thing. Inside Xbox solely exists for Mixer. They have put shows and put them on Mixer. Mixer is their video delivery platform. Actually, the Xbox app, the Xbox the account on Twitter on Mixer is showing horror movies. Is it Twitch? No, I think it's Mixer, right? No, Twitch. Mixer's showing horror movies through the Xbox. There, that show is for viewership and engagement and chat and people sticking around for prizes and read out your tweet and all that stuff. It is like what Twitch does, what all those social things do. They want a YouTube. It is all for Mixer. And this is the thing, that's why, again, grinds my gears. Where are you going to deliver legitimate news, or you're just here trying to get me to watch so you could check off your Mixer viewership numbers? Don't waste my time if you got nothing to show. You want to show a bunch of people in a fucking submarine for Sea of Thieves looking for Kraken's body while you're clicking that Mixer engagement. That's some, where's Bowser's with my fucking logo? Horse shit. But Inside Xbox exists for Mixer. Mixer is their video. They got a studio in New York City in their store. Like the top level is a Mixer studio, like for esports and stuff. Remember, they had everybody playing on the eve of Xbox One X. They got everybody playing like old ass Halo games on it and asking what's his name? There you go. Thank you, Bazmoose. My horse shit logo. There it is. And has what the hell? Who they had? Oh, they had Frank O'Connor asking, how does it feel to play the Xbox Halo on Xbox One X? And he's like, it's great. It's great. It has seeing that game again. Like, yeah, it's wonderful. He's probably sick of the fucking game. And they're like interviewing him back there. And he's like, how do you like playing on the X? Oh, that's great. Odell Beckham in there. They'll cringe shit too. Odell Beckham playing on the X, like running in there, grabbing some games on the X and running out. But it's just, it really is, it exists for Mixer. So I definitely agree that there's going to be some cringe cringe in this. But yeah, I'm hoping that they got the news. And Phil's there. So when Phil's there, maybe he drops some news. They got to drop some news. Whether it's impactful, whether it all leaks like this Obsidian thing, we will see. And now the other rumor thing, well, this is not even a rumor, and this is kind of stupid. I'll tell you, I've been following the news, and I'm like, what? The PlayStation president comes out and goes, the next gen console is necessary. And so many people just go, PlayStation 5 confirmed. That is like the stupidest quote I have ever seen. Like, a next console is necessary at this time. Like, that's what he said. He said some shit. What the hell? He said some fucking bullshit. Yeah. He goes like this. At this point, what I can say is it's necessary to have a next generation hardware, said Yoshida. Kenichiro Yoshida. What the? Like, really? Really? Are we, is the media, are you that dumb? Are you dumb? Running with the story, PlayStation 5 confirmed. Like, really? They said, like, back when the fucking PlayStation 4 comes out, they believe in generations. Like, what the hell? Like, I think the friggin' the people, like, what the hell is this? The slow news day. What the hell is that? But obviously, the PlayStation 5 is coming. People are speculating 2019. I don't think Sony really confirmed. Like, they basically did, but like earlier saying, like, yeah, we're making a next gen console, but they never really came out and said it like that. And they technically really didn't say it again. Guys like, well, this time I think a next gen, almost alluding to that, you know, we might just stick around with the PlayStation 4 and never make another console again. No shit. Exactly, impatient. No shit, we're going to have a PlayStation 5. Especially the documents leaked about, like, it's probably going to have backwards compatibility. Like, the thing is that next generation, I'm telling you right now, next generation, we thought this generation was crazy. Next generation, guaranteed, you heard it on Grinds My Gears episode 40. It is going to be a shit show. Let's say it again. What Grinds My Gears episode 40, quote me on this. Next generation, for everyone, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, it is going to be a show. There's going to be so much craziness with cross games and cross buys and where you're going to play your games and what has these games and where do I buy them? How does it get sent to me? And when can I play them? What games does this play? Are they going to make games just for this console? The compatibility, where, how, and when you can play your games is going to dominate next generation. Is this going to be available on your streaming service? Is this going to be available natively? Is the store going to sell it? Or you're just going to have it digital only? Are we going to be able to pre-download games? Are we going to be able to pre-order them? I'm sure that's just going to come up, but it's going to be how, where, and when, and what games. And all I care about is what games. Because I think the differentiator for next generation, it is not, I repeat, it is not going to be about services. They're going to want it to be about services. But to the gamer, it is going to be about what games are you bringing to your new console, the launch lineup. I think of all generations, the launch lineup for this next generation is going to be the most impactful because you got people there that are very good and very complacent with what they got, especially the PlayStation people. I do think, though, the Xbox fans will be more inclined to upgrade, but I do feel that some Xbox people who all upgrade to the X are going to be kind of reluctant to upgrade to the next generation console. And I don't think Microsoft is going to give too much incentive to upgrade to the next generation console. I think it's just going to be better. I think they're going to have a lot more maybe stuff baked into the console. but I don't think Microsoft is really going to make it like you need to get this console unless all these studios, I doubt, will be making just Scarlet games. I do feel that Microsoft wants to utilize the Xbox install base in addition to the PC install base. But again, there's going to be so many questions with Xbox. I think PlayStation is going to be a little bit less of a shit show, but it's still going to be a shit show because I think Sony is going to try to merge their PlayStation Now with their PlayStation. I think PlayStation Now is going to get a big bump. I think that's going to get, they've been supporting it. Like they kind of, when they launched it, it was a rental and shit like that. Now I think what happened was they did a rental and then they took it away, that rental, and then they had it on all devices, right? Games everywhere for PlayStation Now. They had it on TVs, they had it on tablets, on phones, on fucking shoeboxes. But then what happened was that Sony said, we're going to put PlayStation 4 games on PlayStation Now. And as soon as they put the PlayStation 4 games on PlayStation Now, they pulled all that shit off of everything. They said, no way, Jose. It's going on PlayStation 4 and on PC. We're going to put it on PC. What's up, Jemiah? How you doing, man? That's so they basically, so what they didn't want to do is they didn't want to cannibalize their own PlayStation 4 market. So Sony pulled it all off and put it on PlayStation 4. Since then, though, they have been really ramping up PlayStation Now. I had it since last year. I redid it again this year. I love the downloads on it. And I didn't have a PlayStation 3 for long in the generation. So to me, all those games in there, the streaming has been working pretty well. I think they even fixed over the weekend. It was a little shaky, but this week it's been great, and it's been great. Wow, like I beat everyone's gone to the Rapture and stuff like that. Like it's a great server. I like it. I never had, and like I said, I have no problem with streaming. Just like what Microsoft doing, I have no problem with it. There's a place and a time for it, and it is a great option to do it. What people going, this is our future. This is the end of the world. Like this is where we're going. You need to hold it because we're not there yet. Microsoft will want to tell you that, like, this is where we want to go. But chill out. And Microsoft's all the way in the back, too. They shouldn't really be saying they're going to lead some sort of initiative because right now they're trying to play catch up with everybody in a lot of areas. But I think the PlayStation 5 is going to have a little bit more significant going. Here it is, stopgap. This will be PlayStation 5 games, and these will be PlayStation 4 games. And then your PlayStation 5 will play your PlayStation 4 and do like what the X does. But I think Sony is going to be hard stop. Microsoft is going to be a little different because Microsoft's putting the games on PC day and date. So their games are going to be kind of strange because it's going to be like, wait a second, am I waiting out midnight to play on Project Scarlet, or I could just download this on my PC and play it right now? See, that's where Microsoft has that caveat. So that's why I'm saying it is going to be a real shit show. And like, whether they make games for the PlayStation 4 or Sony's like, well, we're going to have a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 4 version. Like, you got 80 million people on a PlayStation 4. Are you just going to do stopgap and start the PlayStation 5? I think Sony would do that. And they would do that as a way for people to upgrade to the new hardware. But I do think that the hardware will support previous all PlayStation 4 games, the PlayStation 2 game, everything in the PlayStation Store. Whether they include native downloads of everything in PlayStation Now, we'll see. I think Sony hit the nail on the head with the streaming and sharing, and I think they'll just advance on that. I heard, I think shout out to Foxy Games. He had a rumor yesterday, and he said a rumor from a good person that Share Factory is going to get updated to support 4K video and 4K capturing and things like that. I think that's going to be a big deal too. And, Share Factory, I think, is absolutely amazing. I think Microsoft has to get their head out of the clouds, dicks out of the asses, and make fucking Upload Studios or something worth a damn, because I think it's disgusting that Microsoft has this amazing 4K console that has all this friggin' content and sharing features, and that there's your sales pitch right there. If people are allowed to make amazing videos and do stuff from the console itself and just share it very natively and very simply and edit videos and add effects and make something really amazing, I think that will show and make it a good testament to maybe pick up an X. Like, you sell that stuff. But instead, Microsoft completely abandoned all sharing features with video editing, nonetheless. They got Xbox Share. It took them fucking 4 years to do it. And now you're sharing shit, and everybody's like, whatever. You got to be there with that share button. I think that was great. I hope Sony keeps it because I'm addicted to that thing. I think it's great. That share button is awesome, capturing video. I hate the Xbox version where you got to hit the X button and it puts up the menu. You don't know if your game is getting paused, if your game is still running. It's an overlay bullshit. It takes you out of the game to save a photo, to save a video. It's disgusting. I like yelling at my TV going, Xbox, record that. Xbox, scan Snapchat. Then, Xbox, take a screenshot. That was more natural. Put a fucking microphone into all the controls that you make it that easy. Instead, you got to hit or I even love double tap. I thought the double tapping was even better than that. I hate that you got to hit the button and then hit the X button, because you could get like a triple kill saying, oh, I want to record that. You hit the friggin' share button on the PlayStation, you're good. You get a little pop-up going, yeah, I got it. Xbox, you got to hit the Xbox button. Here comes the overlay. Meanwhile, you probably get fucking killed, lose your score streak because you got this overlay going. The game's still going. Or you get some games where the overlay comes in and pauses the game. Online, it doesn't do that. It's all messed up. Their interface is fucking bullshit. So they need to fix that. I think that would be a big thing for that. And they kind of gave up on that too. Like the interface updates, like they did that big massive update and made it snappier, but still, it's still showing ads on that bullshit, like still doing ads on shit that's not even related. Like Sony at least advertises their view and shit like that. And in the store, they'll advertise something, but not on the home screen. Like, Microsoft has some fucking razor. Like, yeah, buy some razors. I'm like, huh? The fucking home screen bullshit. And if they're really serious about PC stuff for next generation, that Windows Store needs a fucking Scarlet update, because that Windows Store is trash. But for next generation, man, it is going to be a shit show. Where, how, and what you play and when you're going to play it is going to be a huge talk. And Microsoft really, really is putting themselves in a pickle with next generation. And I think it's just going to be more of an iterative upgrade, like a phone, like they've been trying to say, where I think Sony is going to be a hard stop. So I think if you're going to look at the two of them, I do think that the PlayStation 5 is going to look more appealing to people looking to upgrade than the Xbox Scarlet. And the reason why I say this is because that exclusive Dollar Shave Clubs, Jemiah, that's right. And I do think that the Xbox Scarlet is going to be kind of a hard sell with the fact that all their games are going to Game Pass day one. They're exclusive games. That's usually what the lineup consists of. And all their games are going to PC. It's going to be kind of challenging, especially if you say, well, these games are only for Xbox Scarlet and not going to PC. That would be awesome. Not for a PC owner, but that would be great to get people to upgrade to next generation. And that would be like a foot in the ground saying, next generation starts now. I don't think Microsoft's going to do that. I think they're just going to keep moving along, and I think we saw how Microsoft would launch a next console. Like the X was launched. I think Scarlet will have a similar launch. It will be just the next iteration. And I think the only difference would be that people will make games just for Scarlet. Now, it'll still be on PC, but games will just go to Scarlet and not the Xbox One. And I think that's going to be the difference. But I think all your games come with you. The games still go on PC day and date. And like people say, PC players are going to play in PC players. But the thing is that if you make great games, like I'm sure a lot of PC guys maybe picked up Spider-Man and things like that, and maybe God of War, if they want to play those games. But Microsoft's tapping into, there are two different types of gamers. Like I really think they just need to make games for the console. And you're going to get amazing results. I think that they're hurting their game development by making them be on PC and console day one. I think you're just getting PC ports on Xbox. And, instead of games like a God of War, like Detroit, or like these games that are being built just for the console. Yes, they might take PC and develop a drawer on PC and port it over to the console, but the console is the primary platform because that's where it has to run. Where Xbox, it's like, you're making it for two different things, the PC and the Xbox. And, I just hope they don't spread their studios too thin. And if they start making mobile games, which, I know we said no, but Gears Pop is a mobile game. So take that back. They are making the studios make mobile games. So again, Microsoft has this whole quote unquote with these studios who come back to the roundabout. Are these going to be Xbox studios, PC, everybody, mobile? Who knows? But all you know is that Sony got their studios, Nintendo got their stuff, and I just think next generation is going to be a headache. It's going to be craziness. And, I don't think it's going to be clean cut, real clean cut, like we're ready to go. I think it's going to be, I really think it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be crazy. And that's great. When they're competing back and forth, this is what's great. And, I think Microsoft buying these studios, showing their commitment to gaming means we'll probably get good games from them. Where you play them, Phil Spencer don't care. So whether you're going to play them on Xbox, whether you play them on PC, or whether you play them streaming to your cell phone, he don't care. Which makes it really hard as if you're a console owner, knowing that you have a machine that people are making dedicated games to and maximizing the potential out of that machine. That's a sour pill to swallow, because that's not Microsoft anymore. And and we're seeing it. Even with third-party devs, like them leaving power on the table, them like having remember the videos last year where oh my God, this game is running at 4K 60 and it has some overhead of the GPU. Imagine the power being used. Yeah, I remember the Digital Foundry when they were talking about Project Scorpio and when it was going to be the X. All this overhead and the power, and the X is not being taken to its limits. It's just brute forcing a resolution. It's not using performance enhancements at all. It's not enhancing the games at all. The games are still struggling to hit 30, but they're forcing a 4K buffer. They're forcing a resolution to justify the power of the machine, but it's brute forcing it. It's not optimized. And you got to hit 4K. Why can't you reduce the resolution a little bit lower and make it run at like 40 frames, 50 frames, or 60, or if you got to run it lower, or have performance modes? And I think all the games in the future are going to have performance modes. But I'm going to ramble. Anyway, back to the thing. Microsoft possibly did it with the rumor, and PlayStation 5 with that horrible quote. It does exist. And next gen is going to be next generation consoles, and the launch and the news and the sharing. Oh my goodness. It is going to be a shit show. And then if Nintendo's dropping their friggin' console that updates games, that the more powerful Switch. Oh man. But that's an instance of console mindshare. The Switch is selling. It's growing at a great rate. And it has more games to drive the sales of it. It's getting developers' interest in making games for it. And if Nintendo has to make a more powerful console to maybe carry some more third-party development, because third-party now maybe wants to port some games, maybe they're running into some problems. Nintendo went cheap with the internals and going, now devs want to put some of their games on there. We got to give them more power. Maybe Nintendo's like, we didn't think that anybody would want to develop on this shit. We're just going to make Nintendo games on it. And now there's interest. People want to make games for the Switch. And that's, what I kind of try to say about Xbox. Like, I wished Microsoft really doubled down on the console to drive sales of that console, so devs will want to make unique games for it. And maybe they could get better exclusive deals and make the console seem like it's meaningful again. But instead, they just said, console, you stay there, jump in the back seat, daddy PC, and his mobile girl in the front, we're driving the bus of gaming for Windows. And that's kind of where we are right now. Daddy PC's driving, and Xbox fans are along for the ride. So wherever they take us, that's where we go. But I grind my gears, man. I'm not just gonna sit there in the back seat and be quiet, because I think games need to be the most important thing. Thanks, Feds. There you go. I'm glad you got safe where you're going. But yeah, I just say, it's basically, it's it has to be the games. The content drives everything. It's been about the content since the beginning. The Xbox One, when it launched, I had no complaints. I didn't give a shit all that stuff because I liked Dead Rising. I liked Rise. I liked where Halo was going to come. I knew that Titanfall was a big deal. That looked awesome. The games were there. I wasn't yelling. I was like, yeah, you know what? This is who gives a shit about all this yelling at the TV and all this stuff. These games are fun. Yeah, I'm playing these games. And then, in 2016, shit started changing. And that's how the cookie crumbles. And then, now we are where we are. And Nintendo and Sony are dropping content, making the console feel special, making their users feel special, making everybody feel like they're experiencing some great games that only they could play there and enjoying them. And Microsoft is chasing butterflies and clouds. And, hopefully they come back and they say, let's make some games. And, with the studio stuff, Obsidian, let's see it. We got to see some games. I don't want to see an Obsidian logo and then Major Nelson showing controllers. Please. I don't want to lose my voice. But I want to thank you, everybody, for coming out. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe. And again, this has been another What Grinds My Gears. Thank you for being around. Episode 40. To all my grinders out there, peace out. I'm out.